We're live. Let's go. Say hi, everybody. Latro's here. Blue Crossroads here.
How What's up, Blue Crossroads? Latro.
We were sitting there chatting.
How it do?
How's everybody doing? Let me like to have YouTube on. So, how's everybody? I didn't even give myself a like. I usually wait anyway. See how bad I am during.
That's funny.
There's 4 of us. I know I'm one of them, so there's 3 people in here because I'm in YouTube too.
Right.
So I have to count myself.
Who else is joining us tonight?
Huh?
Who else is
I
joining
was thinking Vixen. I emailed her, but when she asked what time, I know she goes and watches Dave Schrader.
Okay.
And some of them. So because that's where Pixie's at right now. I can come and get, hey, Meredith, hello, honey. Lots
hey, I know her.
Guys. Again. Lady in Pink. She's my lady in pink.
Yep, I know her. She's on my Facebook, so.
Yep, she's mine too.
Mm-hmm.
So she might be there. I told her it was no big deal because I know most of the time she shows up Saturday nights. Maybe I'll just, when she pops in one night, I'll offer to come on.
There you go. Good plan.
But our plan tonight, folks, is if you got questions for Ryan, I got some things we'll talk about. I want to kind of find out what his favorite cryptid is and what's his favorite subject, which we all know. But
yeah,
we'll go from there. What's his favorite type of? I was just letting the crew roll in before I started hopping.
There you go.
Yeah, and how you doing, sweetie? Latro. Yeah, I see everybody. It's good to see everybody coming in. Make sure you hit that like, please. That's big help.
Yeah.
I'll have to refresh like. And then I'll give the rundown. No Pixie tomorrow night, folks. Just so everybody knows, she's going to be ghost hunting with Dave Schrader. Ooh. And then Gemma will be here Friday night at 7:15 for oracles.
Oh, very cool.
And Ryan, are you doing anything other than this weekend?
No. I got a very clean and easy schedule this week, so I'm just like, yes.
That's good because you are pretty popular. You do get a lot of requests.
Yeah, man.
And I like,
I've been doing nonstop shows. So
yeah.
Area 51. What's up, dude?
Hey, 50. How you doing, Juan?
I like that guy. Juan's cool as hell.
Yeah, he is. Everybody in here is great. I love everybody in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad everybody showed up. And like I said, usually it's just me by myself, just kind of hanging. I mean, you all know that. So it is what it is at times. But tonight we're going to make it special. Ryan's been on a roll, so we're going to let him keep going on a roll.
Yeah, it feels good not to be so busy, though, man. Like almost every week, past couple of months, I'm just like, boom.
Yeah, you have been.
Like,
a couple of them I had to miss and go back and watch.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. There was a whole lot of them.
I'm glad you post the links because a lot of these people I don't follow. So.
Yeah, I just did a show with the Not So Perfect Bigfoot podcast, so I don't know when that. Yeah.
And I'll go leave a comment. I usually watch it a couple times before I leave a comment.
We have fun. I had my first troll over there. I was like, oh my God, a troll. Yes.
A troll. That's unusual.
Yeah, I think it was just some unhappy guy. So I'm like, say what you want. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, you get those. I mean, what are you going to do? The internet's free and everybody can go wherever they want. So
exactly.
Put up with it. And that's what the block button's for. If they get obnoxious, send them on their merry way.
True.
Yeah, sometimes you can get a little hurtful. That's when you call out the hitman. I mean,
yep.
We get a hold of the Wendigo that we have in the back storage and send him on his merry way. We just have to draw you to one of the 4 mountains, you know.
Right. The one in my basement right now. Whoa! They're talking
what was that?
They're talking about safe words.
Safe words. I have no safe word. Well, I do. It's Godzilla.
There you go. That's a good safety word. I like it.
It's good safety. What's yours?
Oh, I don't have one.
Oh, he plays the line. That's fine.
Darn right.
But, hey, Roger, how you doing?
What up, Roger?
Roger. Yeah, Roger, you're cool. Now, see, I heard it was supposed to be released in May. He's talking. Yeah, he said something about them going to release -1 in May here.
Oh, really?
And then I don't. I've heard a lot, but if I know Toho, they usually when they release it in Japan, it's usually like 2 years after. But because this was such a big hit, everybody's estimating maybe 6 months after they release it in Tokyo, in Japan, that we would maybe get to see it. But I think as well as it's done here, I'm thinking maybe a Christmas release here. I think if they really want to sell their box sets, that's the time to do it.
Yeah, I think Christmas is a very likely release date.
Yeah,
I would hope. I don't want to wait 2 years.
No, I don't either. How long did it take for Shin Godzilla? Wasn't it like 6 to 12 months before it got here?
Oh, no, it was 18 months before Shin got released.
Yeah, almost 2 years, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's out. But we're talking about the box set. Man, that box set's awesome too.
Oh, I know.
I really love it. I hope they offer the same one here.
They might. I think they'll take away a few things from it, but essentially be the same one.
See why not? All they do is republish it in English.
Yeah, but
I went to order it through Toho, and man, they want a fortune.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I saw it. I was like,
holy crap.
Yeah.
Maybe if I rob a bank or two. Blue, you didn't hear that.
Yeah, let's go turn over some banks, man. We'll get the Japanese.
You gotta watch out. Blue's in the room, man.
Oh, no, there's some figures coming out too. They got some cool Godzilla figures coming out that I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I am too. I've got to look, and it seems like the May is going to be the release in Japan. Yeah, I heard May too. I also heard May or June. So May sounds more likely.
Yeah, I would say May or June. Yeah.
I got to spend a few hours today meeting and talking with Andrew. Oh, there you go. That's cool. I hope he's a good guy. Seems like a good guy. He comes through here so fast I can never catch him. I can tell when he's in here close. I know he docks down here at Grove City, and that's not too far from my brother, and that's like a 20-minute drive for me, not even that. Depending on the time of day, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get to wrapping here. Honestly, other than Wendigo, what would you say your favorite fascination is in the paranormal?
Well, I mean, easily Bigfoot's one of them. All right. Then you got like Jinoskwa, the Iroquois type of Bigfoot. That's definitely one of my favorite ones to look into because there's not a lot of stories on those. When you look up Jinoskwa, you'll find like 2 or 3 things on there, and that's about it.
Hit me with a new one, so I'm going to have to now go look.
You're not going to find much. You will not find much, man. It's like it's very, very, very limited. And so you got to dig super deep. You got to know people that know the topic in order to get any information. So it's really
the main region.
It's in Canada. It's up in the the deeper woods in Canada. So and Jinoskwa,
like in Northern Territory and stuff.
Yeah, Jinoskwa is not a good guy. The Jinoskwa are man-eaters. Yeah.
Is that like the ones that attacked that island there, that fishing island?
Yeah.
Okay. The one they were actually finding body parts all over the place. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly like those. So yeah, it's not easy to come by though. It's really hard to find information on those guys.
That story, it seems like they tried to cover a lot of it up. Because when you go dig around, you hear it's the same kind of lingo you've heard from all the documentaries, all the shows. It's always the same stuff. It's like, there's more to it than this. It's got to be.
Right. So, I mean, you got Jinoskwa and Bigfoot that are on my favorite list, but then I like things like the Gugwi. The Gugwi are super interesting. The mandrill baboon-faced kind of Bigfoot that are super aggressive. Yeah, again, not a lot of information out there on those guys either, so you got to dig super, super deep. You got to scratch the surface.
Yeah, I know that, because they also are considered like trolls.
Yeah, they are.
So when you start looking in that, you maybe look toward the Fae kind of lingo and
or you look into Native American lore. That's where you're going to find the most information on the Gugwi. So,
okay, that's what I thought. And so was something else. I figured they call you the Wendigo guy, and I like calling you the cryptid guy, which I should have put in the thing because I started to. But I mean, as for like UFOs and ghosts and stuff like that. Have you ever dealt, even in native or anything lore, have you really delved into that?
Oh yeah, I mean, living in Arizona, this is Travis Walton territory. He was
Right.
abducted in Snowflake. So, I've looked into that a lot. It's just, I get people that say, oh, he faked it and this is what he said, but I don't think he faked it though. I think there's something to Travis's story. I think it's been embellished. I think people added a lot of stuff to it, but I do think he was abducted at one point in time. And that's a really fascinating story though.
Yes, it is.
If you watch Fire in the Sky and then you read Travis's story, it was such a big difference. Like, it wasn't
big difference. Well, they Hollywoodized it.
It wasn't as terrifying as, Travis actually said it was. So.
Which is kind of, what you expect because they want to pull that audience. Have you ever seen the movie Dark Sky?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I bring that up and people are like, what's that?
Yeah,
and it's about a family who's dealing with abductions.
Yeah.
And kids.
It's like that Christopher Walken movie, Communion.
Yes. Now, I have yet to watch that straight through.
Oh, that one is so weird, man. The Communion is so odd when you watch it. You're kind of like, what kind of acid trip am I having here?
Right.
Juan was right.
Yeah, Dark Skies I really liked. The Fourth Kind.
I don't know that one.
It's the one. Is it the fourth? Yeah, it's the Fourth Kind with the Fourth Kind about where they. It's about the lady in Alaska, and they say it's not a true story, but there is some truth to it, where she tells the story of a doctor who was a psychologist in Alaska.
Okay.
And Mila, the lady that plays in Resident Evil movies, she plays the doctor. Let me see if I can find a cover page for it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. I may have to look into that one.
It's kind of a mockumentary, but somebody says there is some truth to it. I just really haven't had time to look into it.
You know what's a really good movie? It's not really well known, though. It's called Extraterrestrial. And it's about these hunters that find a downed craft and they know that the occupant is somewhere around. And they start hunting it, and this thing is actually hunting them, though.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'll show you the thing for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the trailer.
Okay.
Let me turn. I can't believe you've never seen that.
Yeah, no, I don't know how this one passed me by. Huh. Wow.
Yeah, you can rent it on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out for sure after the show.
Yeah, actually, I think I even have a copy of it. I was really, when I first saw it, I saw it at the theater, and I'm like, why is this movie not getting enough credit? And
because it's about UFOs and aliens.
Oh, yeah.
It's like anything that has to do with cryptids or aliens just doesn't get a lot of pushing out into the public, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. So true. No, it's so damn true.
Yep. Like that movie Antlers. That was such a good movie. And
I love that movie.
Yeah.
And it was so, if they wouldn't have gotten carried away with the antlers and everything and made it true to what it was,
right?
Like you discussed. But still, that movie had a great creep factor. It was almost true to stories I've heard, and I was really impressed with it. And I'm like, why is this movie not being talked about?
I know, it's crazy, huh? It's like Exists. Exists was a great Bigfoot movie, and not many people heard of it.
I've never heard of this. Latra said there's one called Tear in the Sky. Have you heard of that one?
No, I haven't.
I'll have to look that one up, Latra. I want to be careful. I shouldn't get in trouble for showing that one because it's an older movie and it didn't get a whole lot of blitz. So I don't think anything will happen.
Juan knows all the
trailers, so they won't say nothing anyways.
Dang, Juan, you got a catalog or something, man?
Phoenix, forgot Great Area 51. I mean, Exit was amazing. Yeah, you must have I don't remember Exit either. Why don't I remember those two? Usually I watch Tear in the Sky is a documentary done by Melissa Fiddle. Okay. Right. Here, so everybody sees it here. Yeah, okay.
Oh, cool. Juan's a movie buff too. Okay. We're in good company.
Yeah, we are in good company. And I think everybody else here is pretty good movie buffs too. Roger and all them. Chris will probably pop in soon too. He's probably roaming around. He's a big movie buff.
Jarvis, yeah.
Yeah. Nightmare. Yeah, he's a movie buff too.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was talking about movies one night, and as soon as I'd say, he'd pop it up. He'd send me a link for the IMB or whatever it is for it.
IMDb.
Yeah. Huge movie buff. Yeah, I am too. My problem is my mom and my mother started me off real young. First monster movie I saw was Frankenstein.
Hell yeah.
And I think I was 7 or 8.
Yep.
And then we went to Chillicothe the next day, and they had Soup on, a super host from Cleveland. And
very cool.
He was showing King of the Monsters.
Heck yeah.
And I'm like, what's this? And I made them turn off wrestling. They kept trying to, no, not wrestling, race car, NASCAR.
Oh, okay.
And I kept making them turn off the NASCAR so I could watch Godzilla. They were all like, okay, just let him watch.
There you go.
But yeah, it was, but yeah, she started me. I mean, she liked all those, musicals, all the 30s, 40s, and 50s and detective movies. Dad was a Western and Army guy. So, all the war movies. Of course, John Wayne out the wazoo.
Oh, yeah. John Wayne was a staple of my childhood, too.
Yeah, my favorite thing was we'd go to the drive-in as soon as summer hits, like once a month, twice a month, because it was cheap. And a lot of times if you go on certain nights, it was like $10 for the whole car or $5 for the whole car. And I saw all the Sinbads there.
Oh, nice.
And then after them, it was like, I can remember them because after every Sinbad movie, it was a John Wayne movie. So I saw The Shootist.
What a weird
combination. Huh?
What a weird combination. You got Sinbad and John Wayne. What a weird combo.
I think they did that for the older people that came in with the kids, and the kids would pass out so they, stay and watch the movie. And it was like, I saw John Wayne and the Cowboys about the kids. That's one of my favorites. But it was like Big Jake, and I'm like, and Dad would always crack up because my brothers hated me because I would rock in the chair. So they would buy me one of those rocking lawn chairs, and I'd sit outside the car and have my own speaker.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Everybody would fall asleep, but I would sit and watch those movies with them all night because I never slept. So it was like perfect. Nice.
Hey, there's Vixen.
There she is. Hello, Vixen. How you doing, hon? If you want to come on, let me know, and I'll email you the link. I'll leave it up to you, sweetie. I wasn't sure if you're roaming the streets tonight. That didn't sound right, did it?
No, I called her a streetwalker, I think.
No, that's awful. I'm sorry. You know what I meant. Roaming the internet. There we go. I should have said that way. I'm sorry. That didn't sound good at all.
That's much better.
Yes. Sorry about that. That sounded awful. It was meant in fun. It wasn't meant the way it sounded. Willow Creek. I've seen that one. I've seen the Blair Witch. I saw it.
Willow Creek is really good.
So I like those old 80s straight to video stuff.
Yeah, Willow Creek was made by Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yes. Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that guy Steven Stufler that's in the show, in the movie, the guy who owns the Bigfoot bookshop. I actually know him. He's on my friends list, so I actually know him in real life. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool as crap.
Oh, Vixen was
Van Helsing.
Nice.
Nothing like Gene. No, what's his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Actually, I like that movie. It's a comic book movie to me. That to me would be like reading one of the old horror comic books. The same style, the same. It was like they tried to pull off some kind of anime in that movie. If you watch the way he dresses, like in Vampire D, he kind of pulls that kind of look.
Yep. So it was a good movie, though. I enjoyed it. And plus, it's got Kate Beckinsale, so it's like,
yeah. she made the remake of that Total Recall with Colin Farrell.
Oh, I
And
know.
he said that she had a mouth on her that she told the dirtiest jokes she could hear. I about lost it. I go, yeah.
That's okay. She can tell any jokes she wants, man. She's Kate Beckinsale. I'd be like,
all that.
Talk as dirty as you want to, man. I'm all good with it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'd have fun with that, man. I would have total fun. I'd be like, dude, Kate Beckinsale just talked dirty to me. Yes.
Yes. I'm the king now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, out of the movie monsters, what would you think would be the best one or the closest version of something you may have seen or heard about?
That's a really good question. Oddly,
I thought about that too.
Since I had that hyena-like encounter, I'd say that the island of Dr. Moreau is like extremely close. The one with Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando.
Yes.
They had that hyena-like dude in there, and that's
that's right.
Yeah, I think that's the closest to what I saw. Not
really.
Perfect. Yeah, not perfectly, but pretty close. Yep. High five, Juan.
High five. Yeah, that's actually really good. I never thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
actually a lot of those creatures, even in the original. You look at a lot of those creatures, like the pig guy in that original, and in the remake, they look a lot like the descriptions you hear.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Poor guy.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? How it's so spot on.
Spent a week with detail of the Nashville. Okay, I missed out on that conversation.
Wait a minute.
With Kate?
Blue Crossroads. Hold on. You mean to tell me you hung out with Kate Beckinsale? I'm not jealous.
No, I'm not jealous. Oh, let me go get my bat. No, that's awesome. That's like Arnold. Right after he did Predator, he was here for the Arnold Classic here in Columbus because that's where they hold it.
Right.
I'm just like 15, 20 minutes. So every year I had a friend that was a bodybuilder, and he would, enter the contest every year, and we'd go hang out at the diners. And there's a famous diner down there that would serve the stack of pancakes that they like to eat. Then these guys would come in and carb up. Mm-hmm. And we went in and was hanging out there one day, and Arnold and the guy that played Lou Ferrigno walked in.
Oh, no kidding. Whoa.
And the present Mr. Champion came in with them.
Nice.
They came in, were so nice. They bought everybody breakfast, and they sat there and chowed for like an hour.
I bet.
Then we saw him down at the thing, and then every year he has a great memory, and he would remember you. I met Chuck Norris there a couple times, and he became a sponsor of mine for a little bit. And,
that's cool. So was Arnold all like, buy everybody pancakes here?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Pancakes.
It's funny because we had asked him, he hung out with Andre the Giant and those guys when he was making Conan, and they were making The Princess Bride, starting the filming for that. So they were all around each other during the sets.
Dude, I've heard such funny stories about Andre the Giant. Did you ever hear his fart story from Princess Bride?
Yes.
That was such a great story, man. He farted for like 30 seconds straight.
Well, my dad, his father worked the railroad for a short time, and all the wrestlers used to come in on the circus.
Oh.
So he got to meet Chief Wahoo and Dusty Rhodes before he was like big TV and all them guys.
No. You got to say it right. If you're going to say Dusty Rhodes, you got to go Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Dusty Rhodes in Atlanta. But yeah, and then when they all started showing up on the Atlanta TV series, before wrestling really started kicking in again,
nice.
It turned out he knew a lot of those contacts. So when they'd come into town, we'd get tickets to go. And the next thing I know, I'm talking to Ole Anderson, Andre. Andre's a sweet guy, but man, he was a drinker.
Oh yeah, he could pack them away.
Yeah, he did. But they were nice guys. It's funny, you see them all fighting and get all pissy, and they're in the back having drinks and laughing it up. Ollie Anderson, though, he was the Anderson brothers were kind of anyways, so they were like, you asked them for an autograph, even when they were being, they would stay in character and look at you and act all bad.
Well, yeah, they were the brain busters, so of course they were the the big bad guys. Yeah,
Cody's still around. Yeah, Cody got a belt.
Yep, he finally finished his story, man. Finally finished his story.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I think out of all the movies I've seen, when it comes to the cryptids, Dog Soldiers and Howling. I don't know if you heard my story about. I'm pretty sure I saw Werewolf that day.
Yeah, I did hear your story. Yeah,
and it was a female. We never saw it change, but the way they stood and acted in those movies were just like what we saw.
That's really interesting. There's not a lot of people that run into the females. Did you ever notice that?
And it was freaky, and I'm still upset because that guy, from what I understood, he had a perfect picture of her. And it was, you could tell, had breasts, but she had, even though she growled and looked mean, you could feel this sadness. I mean, I really felt her sadness. It's like she didn't know what to do when she came up on us. And then it was gone. I mean, you could hear her run down the embankment, and she was booking. And we were all just like, holy crap. Did we just see what we saw?
Vixen's trying to get a hold of you.
Yes, Vixen. I sent you an email. Okay. Let me switch here. Thank you. I was too busy running my mouth. You can send a link, please. Okay. I can do that. Hold on. Let me do this the right way.
But yeah, you got to say Dusty Rhodes' name the right way. It's Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Dusty Rhodes. Yeah, my little brother, God bless his soul, and my dad were the wrestler fans. My dad grew up with it.
My whole family fans.
Oops, wrong one.
Me and my brothers will get each other on the phone. We'll start talking like Macho Man and Hulk Hogan and everything.
I'm sending it there, dear.
Yeah, I'll usually pop in when they're mid-conversation, so I'll just start off with that whole, let me tell you something, brother.
Maybe they should do that with cryptids. Let them dress up like cryptids.
Hey, man, that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't it, though? Or dress up like mini kaiju.
There you go.
But I'm going to send this to her. Okay, Vixen, I sent it to you, sweetie.
Imagine that Wendigo walking around talking like Macho Man Randy Savage. Man, I would geek out. I'd be like, oh my God. Yes.
Rick Savage.
Oh man.
Slim Jim.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Man, and it's sad because my dad watches that one show, The Dark Side of Wrestling or whatever it says on one channel. And man, some of those stories are really sad. It's like, dang, man.
Yeah. Some of them had tragic endings.
It's just like anything else. You get sucked into it. You get sucked into the vices. And
True.
And Ed McMahon, when he took over, he's kind of greedy. And he's going through his own problems right now. So I guess he's got a couple lawsuits on him.
Yeah, and poor Brock Lesnar, man, he got caught up in that stuff.
Yeah, I hear Dad talking about it all the time. And it's like,
yeah, I'm disappointed in Brock, man. I thought he was better than that, but I was wrong. Well, Eddie Guerrero, I miss Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Oh man, Latino.
I don't even know these guys by name. Vixen, just come in when you can. I sent you a link. I hope it works for you. It worked for Ryan, and sometimes I have to send a link through email to Pixie, so it should work.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. Though I don't know. My email's been acting really jumpy, so I don't know.
There's been a lot of internet outages all day. One of the guys that I watch, Mr. MBB3, did a little video where he said there's people who are having all kinds of problems in some locations.
Yep. Yeah, see, Juan's a Eddie Guerrero fan like I am. Eddie was legendary, man. Eddie was a king, man.
Man, we're going to talk wrestling right now. That's awesome. We can mix the cryptids in with them.
We need to start having cryptid wrestling matches is what we need to have.
That would be awesome. I wish I knew somebody. See, I never went that far to learn a little bit of graphics. Find somebody who can do graphics, and we can get them to do a cryptid standoff.
That'd be
awesome.
Here
she comes. All right. 1 second, let her get in here.
They could let me narrate, man. I did color commentary. They could let me narrate it. I'll do the color commentary for it.
There you go. I'm not going to narrate. I talk too funny. Cryptid wrestling. You know, like celebrity claymation. You could do it in claymation. Like they
celebrity
do it
deathmatch, like Juan said. Yeah, I'll be the ref. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Do it like celebrity deathmatch. Yeah, that would be awesome. Do it with cryptids.
Oh, yeah. I'd be all about it, man.
Oh, yeah. That'd probably do pretty good.
Bring it on.
We're giving somebody some ideas. Somebody's out there listening going, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, they're stealing our ideas and writing them down like, damn, dude. Good idea.
Are you able to come in, Vixen? Are you having trouble? You got a white screen. There you are.
Or is she?
Yeah, there she is. Let her get situated there. There she goes. When you're ready, Vixen, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up, okay? And I'll let you in. Knock 3 times. Then kick me in the shins. Sometimes I don't know what so you have to reach to the door.
Ow. That turned violent real quick.
I'm that type of guy. Sometimes you have to bop me around to get me moving. No, I'm already moving. It's just catching me to stand still long enough to do it.
There you go.
You good, Vixen? I think she's having a little bit of internet problems. Give her a minute here.
I'm not surprised.
Okay, she's good. Okay. There she is. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay there. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello. So what fun adventures have you had lately?
Nope.
I'm getting ready for a spiritual retreat this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
3 days.
That's right. You said that.
Yep.
Oh,
we lost her. Give it a minute, Vixen.
That was quick.
Yeah. Well, she's all the way up there in the northern area of the country there, so give her a minute.
Yeah, Crossroads. I used to go do that too, cheer for all the bad guys, and the good guys would get really mad at me, come tell me off, and it was fun.
Yeah, I would go and watch my dad and my little brother just have a blast. I'd just roam around, and then I'd get to talk to somebody. Once in a while, I'd roam around.
When I was 16, I got to be the special manager for the NWO when they came to Worcester.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool, man. It was awesome.
I bet it was.
So I had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Man, they were big dudes, dude. They didn't look that big on TV. But when you see them in real life, you're like, whoa.
Well, that's like Andre. You know, you see him on screen and you don't really think about it. You cool, Vixen? Let's try again.
Try one more time again.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, if you're having problems, just let me know.
I will.
Because you're breaking up pretty bad there.
Yeah.
My internet connection is wonky.
Yeah. Are you using your phone?
Yes.
Yeah, it might be why.
That's why.
Let's give it a minute and let it adjust, see what happens. But yeah, it's like when I met Andre, I was like, you see him on TV, you don't have any idea. I mean, you get the idea and then you look up and it's like, holy crap, this guy's and his hands.
Yeah.
You're just like, holy crap.
Yeah, I met Paul White, the Big Show. So he was ginormous, dude. I was like, oh my God.
When my little brother met The Undertaker, I guess he's a real big guy too. And I didn't. Dude, he is.
I met him in a bar. He got mad at me for calling him The Undertaker.
Oh, because he wasn't on the stage?
Yeah, like I told my friend, I was whispering to my friend, I'm like, hey, man, it's The Undertaker. And I didn't know he was right behind me. And he puts his hand on the bar top. And he's like, I'm not The Undertaker. And I'm like, you just no. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
You don't recognize me. I'm not here.
Yeah, I'm scared, dude. I thought he was going to kill me. I'm like, yes, sir.
You want to try again, Vixen? I know you're freezing pretty bad.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it happens.
Is she having
I try to bring you in. There you go. So
I might need I might need to just have a computer.
Ooh, breaking
This
up really
phone
bad.
getting
Yeah, you're breaking up. I can barely understand you, sweetie. You need to switch to a computer, or you don't have.
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Sometimes if you just set your phone down or set it at the right angle, I noticed when I had to use the phone a couple times, that was the best way to do it. Is kind of mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, the last 2 times I had to use my laptop. So, and I only have that is because I use a lot of deep web, so I only use it as a backup because you don't want to use a good
for on
computer
the
when
deep
you're
web,
doing deep
Ghost?
web. Huh?
What you looking for in the deep web there, Ghost?
Actually, a lot of the research I do for like forbidden history and stuff like that, you can find a lot of stuff. As long as you don't go looking for bad stuff in the honeypots, I've never had a problem. I did do some research for somebody once. Vixen, just hang in there. If you want to try again, just keep coming in. Hopefully you'll get it. We're all good, sweetie. So we'd love to have you if you can get in here. But yeah, I did in one case have to get somebody. So I did some research for people on Telegram, and that's cryptid, the history thing, like the mud stuff and all that. I also was really into like ancient technology and how much they really had, and what we realized they had. And, they were way more advanced than a lot of people think. They had capabilities that we don't even have.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we have capabilities they didn't have either. So, it was kind of give and take because I always took their technology more earth-based. They used the earth energy. They used they realized everything was connected. So they used that to their advantage. The pyramids were a battery source. They were an energy source. We all understand that. But anyways, so I do a lot of research, and on the deep web, you can really dig and find classified information.
Oh yeah,
you can go through stuff like that. But if you're gonna go look for the dark and scary stuff, if you find what you're looking for, you may not like it.
That's true.
I did some guy conned me in to doing some bad stuff. Okay. And find out some information for him. And because I had access to do it, I charged him big money to do it, but I dug a little deep and I had to get a new computer because of it, because they literally fired my computer because I got a little too deep, because then I got nosy. Like, we're talking like the Sound of Freedom kind of stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so now I just kind of stay away. But now I'm very aware of what really goes on out there, and it's not good. So I anymore I'm careful what I say, because
you gotta be.
I still don't know who did it. Usually I'm not a great computer guy, but hey, Nightmare, you have a fun night, get some rest, and have a wonderful day tomorrow, because I know it's late there. So get some rest. It was lovely to see you. I'm glad you came in, hon.
Yeah, this statement went by quick, man. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it did. But yeah, I got a little nosy, paid for it. But yeah, but the resources on the dark web is not as scary as everybody thinks it is. It's because these guys on YouTube make it scarier than what it really is.
Yeah. I didn't show you my art project, did I?
Huh?
I didn't show you my art project, did I?
Oh, do you got another one? Uh-oh. Not your Mecha Godzilla, is it?
Nope.
Good night, Meriden. Bless you, honey. You have a good night, sweetie. I've been so busy talking, I haven't really been paying attention to chat. I hope everybody's well. I know what he's going to show us. It's so cool. This is a cryptid. Oh, there you. Yeah, you showed this. And are you done? That looks cool.
Yeah, it's got the feathers. It's got a raven's feather.
That's awesome.
So,
that's awesome.
Got another one on this side, but that's all hand painted.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's awesome.
Every part is hand painted. So,
where'd you find the skull at?
A friend of mine made it for me, actually. So
made it? Is it 3D printed?
Yeah. Yep. So that's going to go up on my wall.
That's cool. That is way cool.
Pretty creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy, but it is cool as crap. And you use legit symbols on it too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep, I sure did.
You sure you're not going to welcome something in your house with that?
No, I got the marking to keep it away. See the one at the top of the head?
Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go. I see those. Yeah.
So yeah, that's like anti-Wendigo.
Yes.
So it's got the leather around the antlers.
That is so cool. You need to tie some leaves on there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but it's got actual tribal markings and it's all done in black light.
I love that. So. And did you go look all that? Oh, you know all that. Have you been talking to them? How long have you been communicating or actively have been involved with talking to any of the tribes?
About maybe 2.5 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
You told us the time you walked in. Was that here or did I hear that somewhere else where you walked in and started asking questions and everybody was like, got quiet on you when you came in?
Yeah, I was telling Gemma about that. Yeah, so you heard it on the show. Yeah. Yeah, don't do like I did. I was too ballsy and I walked right onto the reservation. I'm just like, so who's going to tell me about skinwalkers?
You should have asked about black-eyed kids. You know, somebody tells me that black-eyed kids are also seen a lot on reservations too.
They are. They don't like to talk about those either, though. Yeah. They don't like to talk much about those either, though.
Yeah, because they're creepy. Now, see, I like the black-eyed kids, but every time everybody talks to them, I'm going, these are not the ones I see, though. You know? And I found one person, but when we got to talking, I realized he may have been seeing something totally different than what I'm seeing, but it was awful close. But he's the only one that's ever come close to seeing something like that in hospitals.
Wow.
And that's where I see him. I've seen him now up to date. I've seen him in every hospital I've stayed in. Same.
That's creepy.
Looks like the same exact kid.
Now
I see him in doctor's offices.
Oh.
I saw him. I gotta be careful. I saw him at the vet's hospital when I had the dads at the vet's.
Really?
Hospital, and that's the first time I've ever seen them there. But see, you gotta remember too, I also see the crazy stuff that follows people.
Yeah.
And usually, believe it or not, the hospitals are not the worst place I go to that has that happens. It's usually the store. Stores, carry outs, every so often hospital, but it's usually like in public, not like in a hospital. I see stuff in a hospital.
Right.
But most of the stuff I see like that is usually out in everyday world. And it's picking back up again too. I don't know if you heard me talking in the past with Edna, but it got really bad there. I was seeing some really creepy stuff hanging on people and whispering in people's ears. I mean, dude, it was creepy stuff. We're starting to pick up again. Hello, Nicole. How you doing? I have to go to the phone store and see if I can get myself an internet. Yeah, you might need an update, honey. When we can figure this out, I'd love to have you on. I felt bad you couldn't stay. It sucks when it happens, and I was all ready for you too. But it's okay. You see if you can get that update, and just keep in touch. I would love to have you on, hon. I was ready to talk to you, but I know I've had those problems too. So that's one of the reasons why I only stream on this now, because I just have too many. I don't like using my phone too much anyways.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I don't either. I don't use the phone too much.
Right. But yeah, the stuff I see and seen lately is starting to pick up. The other day, hold on, the boss.
Mine's asleep on the bed, so.
The boss, the dog.
Yeah, he's right there.
Thank God the other guy's got the other boss. It's funny because he brought this dog home. Well, he got a dog when we lived together. Then we moved here, and the dog became my dad's dog, Pop's dog.
Oh.
And it's like, if like about 2 o'clock, he'll go and sit on his bed and wait for him to come in and take his 2 o'clock nap. And if he doesn't go in there, he starts looking for him at 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, unless wrestling's on, because the dog seems to know when the wrestling's on. He will go in and wait for him. And then when he goes in there and lays down, they have this big argument. It's hilarious. Picking on the dog will pick on him, and he'll pick on the dog.
Yep, that's me and this guy right here. He's fast asleep too. Look at him, man. He is out.
Yeah, he was last time too. That one night that I was watching you do a stream.
Yep.
He was laying in the back, and he looked at you like, "I ain't moving, man. I'm not moving."
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, he's out right now. I think
he's crashed.
You awake, Bubba?
Nope.
Oh,
I'm looking at. He's not even gonna flinch. Let me say goodnight.
That's my dog. He blends in really well with that bed too.
Yeah, he does. I barely see him except for his little markings. It was his markings that gave him away.
Yep.
Is he a husky?
No, he's a border collie and Basenji hound mix.
Oh, really? He's a good-looking dog.
Yeah, he doesn't bark. His breed does not bark. He'll make these really weird howling noises, but he won't bark. Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
And you got to hear him howl. It's kind of creepy. If you actually never heard it before and you hear him howling behind you, you'd be like, what the hell is that? He sounds like a werewolf when he howls.
That's wild. Now, the neighbors at one time had one of those, it was like an Australian dog, and it didn't bark. It made like a really weird noise, and it was really strange. It was like, dude, is that your dog? And he's like, yeah. And I go, is he okay?
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Never heard anything like it.
Yeah, I'll get that all the time with Duke. They're like, dude, is he okay? He's making a weird noise. And I'm like, that's what he sounds like, guys. He's fine.
That's all right. My dad's got my dog, the dog, talking now. So they'll sit and have a conversation, and it's hilarious.
Oh, man, that's cool.
And I keep trying to record it, and as soon as I start recording, they kind of look at me. The dog looks at me like, no.
Yeah,
no.
Nope.
Not happening.
For your eyes only, sorry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want Duke to talk, man. He'd be telling me off all the time. No, thank you.
Now, it's funny because him and Pup will get going. You can hear him in the other room, and and Dad will go, yeah, whatever. And then he'll go, do you want to go out? And the dog goes, he goes, well, I'm not taking you. And you hear the dog go, it's hilarious. I'm like, they actually act like they understand each other.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
That's adorable.
But it's going to be sad because, my dad goes before him. Everybody's like, keep an unwashed shirt of his.
Yep.
Because it'll be the best way to keep him calm.
Yep.
Actually, when he had the bad fall and the sugar went up and he ended up in the hospital that night, if it wasn't for Puff and him hitting the floor, I mean, Puff was like right there, like,
wow,
come out. And I mean, we already knew, but he was like right there. Okay, come on. Get him.
Dogs are awesome, man. Dogs are the best.
Yeah. Well, let me finish here. Got to talk to the boss. She owns the channel. You can keep talking now. Ask question, folks. This man's willing to take questions. Yeah, I hope so. Because I'd love to have you on, Vixen. It's perfectly fine, sweetie. I know.
Questions, guys.
Huh?
Fire away with the questions.
Yeah, ask questions, folks. I'll be right with you. And this is kind of casual. I didn't want to make it too much because I didn't want, Gemma to come in here and, Tuesday go, you talked about everything Wednesday night. That's not fair. But I just wanted to make it casual because I know a lot of your streams, you get pretty depth. And you're more than welcome to talk whatever you want. I just figured this would be a good time, too, for people to ask questions since it's more casual and stuff. Where are you in Arizona?
I'm in Sierra Vista, Arizona currently. But I've been to Tucson. I used to live in Tucson. I used to live in Phoenix. Lived in Benson, which was a boring little town.
A boring little town.
Yeah, it's a little gold mining town, or it used to be anyway. So it's literally a dust bowl. It's a tiny little town surrounded by mountains and everything.
So are Wendigo, here we go. Nicole was asking, so are Wendigos like werewolves?
Only in the sense that a man turns into a Wendigo. It's not like it gets bitten by a Wendigo. It has nothing to do with a full moon, but the only thing they have in common is one can become cursed and become a Wendigo, like you can become cursed and become a werewolf.
Ghosts. So, LA, you guys got slammed big time with weather today, Smoochie. Yes, Louisiana got slammed. Alabama's getting slammed. So be safe down there, sweetie. Ever been to the Dragon Mountains?
The Dragoon Mountains? Yep. I've been there a couple of times. I'm actually planning a trip there during the summer, and I might go to the Superstition Mountains during the summer too.
Dark Day, do you not have power? I bet it is dark there. I mean, you guys were getting slammed all day, Smoochie. Where is that at?
What, the Dragoons? It's a mountain range here in Arizona. So we get we have the Sierra Vistas, we have the Rincons, we have the Dragoons, we got Superstition Mountains.
Okay,
so some of these mountains that we have,
for some reason, I know where that's at.
Yeah, some of these mountains have a lot of folklore and mythology attached.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. Now, how far are you from the Grand Canyon? I know that's not there, but
maybe about 2 hours.
Really?
Not too far.
Not that far?
Yeah.
You want to go there and get nosy?
Hell no, man. I'm afraid of heights. No, I'm afraid of heights, man. I don't like heights, dude. I hate going to the Grand Canyon.
I'm not talking about standing on top. I'm talking about going down into the Grand Canyon and finding all this
stuff
that you keep hearing about.
You got to take a helicopter down, man. And in a helicopter, you got to go high up. And no.
You don't like heights? I'm not afraid of heights. See, that's the thing. I'm not afraid of heights. Oh, I know. I had a buddy that was like that really bad. There's at the Kings Island, they have that chair that spins. You usually stay pretty low. Well, they have one that goes as high as the Eiffel Tower. Man, I never watched somebody freak out as bad as he did. And I was like, dude, get this man off of here.
Yeah, no. All kinds of no for me. No.
So if you were a skinwalker, you would never be able to become a hawk or anything because it would freak you out.
Yeah, no. I'd be earthbound. I would never take my feet off the ground.
Earthbound. Did you like my background, by the way? Did you see what it was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing like Google Images, man, because you can find pretty much everything that's out there.
Yep, that's the Yanagroshi.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, Yanagroshi. Yep, Yoshi. Yep.
Okay. Now, tribe. What is this Navajo?
Yeah, that's the Navajo Dene. Yep.
Okay. So you have to forgive me. Like I said, that all the research I've done, that was the one thing I never really, other than mound builders, the Adena and the Hopewell, because I'm surrounded by mounds. I mean, I know where there's mounds out there. I don't know if they know they're there or they don't know they're there. Plus, I have a friend that was a ranger, and he would get us in after hours.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm going to tell you, even though we know they cleaned out a lot of the mounds, I know for a fact the ones south north of Chillicothe, the Hopewell, the Hopewell Mounds, it's the Hopewell, I believe. The big mound there, I believe, did have a giant in it.
Wow.
The rumor has always been that there was 2 giants in it that they had took out of there back in the 30s or the 40s. And they had closed that and Serpent Mound for a while. And a lot of people said what they did was they went in there and excavated again.
Right.
Then put everything back all nice and tidy. And you could tell after all the years I'd go, you could tell there's a difference in things. But I'm telling you, wait, you go there at night, if you sit along the big mound that's in the center and just sit quietly, you could hear chanting. You can hear talking. You would see shadows moving in trees. We were with this one guy, and this was back in about 87, 88.
So way back in the day.
He bought a JVC camera, one of the big ones, and he was filming. And I don't know if he still has the tape, and I've been trying to get a hold of him, but we're pretty sure he caught a giant looking shadow. You could see the trees move.
Whoa.
And it was really weird because as the trees were moving, you'd see this huge shadow. And you're looking around like, is somebody casting a shadow? There was only 5 of us out there. And the ranger, because he hung out with us.
Right.
just in case somebody showed up. Because he said, he always say, if somebody shows up, you guys got to hide. And you would be nervous hiding in those woods at night because
I bet.
you would hear stuff. It is grassman territory because we call Big Squatch here grassman. From probably about Chillicothe over to Zanesville. There's a little triangle up north of Zanesville. They call the Ohio Triangle, where he's seen grassman seen a lot. And it is, he does, from the pictures, it's like he weaves grass in his fur.
Yeah.
And but these things were amazing. Yeah, Chillicothe, Ohio. Yeah. Yep. Actually, it's right next to the prison down there. The prison's right next to it. And but there's mountains that run all along there. But they had closed them down for a while. And we were like, why did they close them down? And then all of a sudden they were reopened and they're like all nicely trimmed. And
you know what? I missed a question from Nicole. So
wait,
she asked if the Wendigo was a curse.
Where was that? You should yell at me.
So
here, right? Is this it right here? Is that the right one?
Let's see. No, she asked if a Wendigo was a curse. And yes, the Wendigo can actually be a curse. There's actually a story. Yeah, there's actually a story of a shaman who put a curse on a family because, he was trying to court a girl who was far too young for him. So her father told the shaman, no, you're not allowed to be with my daughter. And out of anger, he cursed the family. So what happened is he didn't curse the girl or the father. What happened is she was home with her mom who had just given birth not too long ago. And she was waiting for the mom to wake up and she noticed the mom was sleeping unusually late. Okay. And she went upstairs to go wake the mom. She was, shaking her mom. Mom's not responding. She noticed movement right about here on the mom's body. So she lifted the blanket. And when she pulled the blanket up, the baby had turned into a Wendigo and was actually eating the mom alive.
Oh, wicked. I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's gross.
Now I got to dig even more now because, I told a friend I'm going to wait for his book because his book will probably help me and guide me in the directions I need to go. So I'm really hoping when you get that book finished, you can do two, right? You said you were going to do two.
Yeah, there's two of them.
One on Wendigo and like one on Skinwalkers.
Yeah. Yeah, that way people don't get them confused. So because I don't want people thinking Wendigo and Skinwalkers are all the same. So I want people to know they're different entities.
Yeah, that is kind of disgusting, Nicole. Now see, Juan, I don't call them rakes anymore.
Pale crawlers.
Well, you say pale crawlers, but I still see something that looks like a pale crawler, but it doesn't come off as a pale crawler. Like we were talking last Tuesday. These things are longer, skinnier. They're more misshapen, I would want to say. Right. I wouldn't say you've heard the stories about people seeing stick men, right? The like walking sticks.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine that with skin, with tissue.
Okay.
And
interesting.
Their fingers are long, but they're not like bony long. I mean, they've got muscle tone to them, so because they literally are crawling around like on their toes. When I saw these things, it was literally the ones I've seen that are different from the pale crawler. Because when we looked at that picture and you said it kind of looked like a pale crawler, and when you said that was more true to the Wendigo, they rang a lot of bells because I always considered the pale crawlers, like you said, round water sources, caves, wells, abandoned mine shafts, stuff like that. These I always see like they always hang out up in the trees. All three times that I've seen this particular thing, it's coming out of the trees. And it does. It like crawls. It runs on its fingers and on its toes. It's
wait a minute.
Really weird.
Wait a minute. You said that they're really skinny, right?
Yeah.
You ever heard about the hide behind before?
Yeah, but actually that makes sense. Now that you said it, because they'd move around a tree, you would never see them. Right.
Lumberjacks used to talk about them hiding behind trees. They disappear between the skinny trees.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that.
There you go. Something to look into right there.
Yeah, now I am. Now, what'd they say? The Fresno night crawlers, now those are interesting things because those are all
The
Indian.
walking pants.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they got a head, but yeah,
Mhm.
it's just like that's just like a head and two legs. Now I've seen
Yep.
totem poles
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Skinwalkers choose to be skinwalkers. Wendigos don't. I agree with
That's
that. Would
true.
you?
Yeah, to an extent. Some of them do actually choose to follow the Wendigo path. They do choose to enacting cannibalism. So
Yes, I'd let you and Vixen talk on that one. See, I was hoping that would happen, but we'll get you on, Vixen. We'll get you figured out and make sure you get a good in here, good and streaming. Basically, the Bee Gees walking at night. That's funny.
that's a good one, Juan. Nice.
Yeah, that's hilarious. The Fresno Walkers, I've always been fascinated with, but they're another one. Their information is pretty basic.
Yeah, pretty much. There's not much to go on.
No, and you really, a lot of people think they may be alien. I've heard those are another ones you hear, like the Bigfoot. You hear 100 different interdimensional beings, guardians of the Force. Somebody even compared them to part of the Fae because they're often seen within the forest or at night. In the forest, they're kind of watching. They don't look, like something that would hurt you.
No, I mean, how could they? They don't have any arms.
Well,
what are they going to do? Like kick you to death?
Stomp on you.
Right?
But yeah, even here in the Indiana lore, Bigfoot spider crawling.
You know what?
Ever hear of any Indian lore of Bigfoot spider crawling? No, I've never heard that, but see, I'm not.
No. You know what? With Native Americans, a lot of them don't add the terrifying qualities to the Bigfoot stories. A lot of them think of Bigfoot as a positive thing. So you don't hear like spider crawling or anything like that.
See, that's what I've always understood too. Other than the ones we've talked about earlier in Alaska, the one that just doesn't like people,
right?
Which makes sense because people. I think sometimes people don't look at them as races like we people, like us humans. There's different species, races of Bigfoot all over the world.
Yeah, that's why the Bigfoot community has to stop saying that they know what they are for 100% sure. Because it's like, no, you know what a tribe is. You don't know what the rest of them are. So like the Patty Bigfoot, right? They could say that's a type of human. Okay, that might very well be. But then you get like the Skookum, okay? Then you got the Genoskwa. You can't say they're all humans because the way that Native Americans describe them, they're very ape-like. So it's like Native Americans aren't going to say that an ape is a human, okay? They're going to look at it and say it's a type of animal. They're not saying type of people. So you got to pay attention to how they're describing it.
Right. And there has been, I didn't know this, but I've seen footage now of in London or in Great Britain, Bigfoot footage.
Right.
And somebody says they're not as tall.
It would make sense.
But I don't know. That's something I have to look into because, like I said, there's so much Bigfoot information out there, and everybody's got their thing. And like you said, that drives me nuts too. Is the people that make everything seem fact. Until you have all that research compiled and gone over it 6 or 7 times and can prove this, this, and this, and this, you really can't state things as fact. It's all theory, and the theory is not fact.
So on that size thing, though, like how they say they're smaller in Britain, that's a goldfish thing. If you put a goldfish in a bowl, he stays small. You put a goldfish in a fish pond, he gets big. So in Britain, where the woods are smaller and more compressed because there's not as much,
the
actual brain. Yeah, they're going to stay smaller to adapt to their kind of prey that they have to get and everything like that. Whereas in Canada, where there's plenty of wilderness, they're going to get big because there's plenty of room to grow. So.
Blue, now did you ask that question because you've heard of a Bigfoot spider crawling before? I'm just curious because that was kind of an interesting question. I just can't see a Bigfoot doing a spider crawl, but I've heard weirder stories.
It's a good question because everybody assumes that all Bigfoot do it. And, I think it's something that's actually newer to the field. I think really that a lot of researchers are adding little tidbits as we go, and some of them might not actually be accurate. So.
Nicole, yes.
Nicole.
A lot of lore of Wendigo comes from Canada.
Yeah, Nicole, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. I'm going to be Wade Barrett for right now. But that Canada, that's where the Wendigo mythology started.
Yes.
So, uh-oh.
Here we go. Snookum as Frigg, referring to Frigg, wife of Odin, foremost of the goddess in Norse. Yes, I'm from that. That's my gene pool goes all the way to Norse.
Yeah, but see, there's a difference though. With the Native American term skookum, what skookum means in the native tongue is mountain devil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Yes.
Really, which tribe do you know?
For Wendigo, Algonquin, Cree, and Ojibwe.
There you go. See, Ojibwe I've never heard it before.
Yep. In fact, if you look, Nicole, look up Swift Runner. Okay, Swift Runner was at Fort Saskatchewan.
That's right.
Yeah, so look that up. There's more.
That's a great movie too.
There's a lot more history of the Wendigo in Canada than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's where all the stuff. When I first heard about Wendigo, was all coming out of Canada. All.
Yep.
Especially like the Northern Territories.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was going to move to the Northern Territories at one time. And everybody's like, do you really want to do that? There's some weird stuff that goes on up there. I mean, I was actually told that. You might survive, but you may not go. If you don't survive, it may not be for the reasons you think. And I'm like, really? And they go, some of those mountains up there are cursed. Some of that valleys are not even, no man has ever stepped in or will step in. I'm like, really? And they're going, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I almost moved to Anchorage, Alaska. I was this close until everybody talked me out.
Right.
Yeah. I'm near the Mohawk. Oh,
okay.
Okay, what Blue say here? I want to make sure I read this. There have been some reports would explain how they sometimes seem to be disappeared. Most look up for them, and they actually may be going low. Oh,
yeah,
doing the low thing. Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Yep. I was watching one of the Bigfoot specials on the History Channel, I think it was, and they were talking to one of the Eskimos, and one of the tribal people up there. I believe he was an Eskimo, one of the last of that. Well, you know what I mean? Because there's not too many left. That I understand, right? I don't think there's too many actual Eskimo.
No, there's not. So
few bloods left. Anyways, he was talking about how he had seen a Bigfoot by these boulders along this beach, and as he kind of walked closer, he said it's like it camouflaged itself, and then he was saying it happened. He kept saying it happened right in front of my eyes. It was just like he became part of that rock, and then he looked like a shrub, and then it was gone.
Wow, that's intense.
If I can find that footage or the show, I'll let you. I'll hit it to you and let you.
Yeah, please let me know.
You can all look for it because I know I've seen it. It was just recent. I'm like, that's why now. That's why I'm going. Okay, this is where Gemma and all these people say, "Oh, they're interdimensional." You know, that would be the only way to explain it, right?
Yeah. So, but you get to ask the question though. I mean, like the ones that are interdimensional, are they the true blood Bigfoots, or are they just topo like kind of things?
Good question. Or are they just appearing that way?
Right, because our mind would recognize.
Because they already know of the species, so they're kind of copying that look to install some kind of fear. Or
right.
Which makes sense too. Now, have you talked to like the Navajo or any of them about the redhead giants?
Yeah, they don't want to talk about those. They don't want to talk about
3 things they don't like talking about is skinwalkers, black-eyed kids, and redhead giants.
Right.
And I can understand the redhead giants because I did a lot of research on them.
You got to remember though, with the Dene people, the Navajo, they believe that if you give something credit, which means talking about it, you're acknowledging it and you bring it to yourself by talking about it. So they like to be very quiet.
To get research.
Oh yeah, it's incredibly hard.
Now, how much did you really have to dig to get any of the information? I mean, did you really have to bear down? You know what I'm saying? To get information. I know you said you fronted the one that day that you went and freaked everybody out just by outright asking.
Right.
Is that pretty much how you entered most of those scenes, or did you just finally just started meeting the right people at the right time?
I started meeting the right people because they started reaching out to me. Like I had different members of the Navajo tribes calling my number saying, hey, we're not supposed to talk about this stuff, but I'll tell you my story. I'll just omit certain names, and that's how I started getting more and more stuff.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. That's good too, because I mean, you would think some of them would like, well, I know how there are mixed feelings toward us, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to get the information out, right?
Yeah. Well, I think they saw that, I was actually trying to present their stories, and they were like, okay, so he's not going to try to make a video to make money off of us. He's trying to get the actual information. So I think they started respecting that. And they were like, if you're going to tell our story, then, tell our story. Here you go. I'll tell
right way.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to say good night, Blue. You have a good day tomorrow.
Good night, Blue.
Hard. And see you Friday for Oracles. Now, remember again, folks, Pixie's not on tomorrow night. She's out ghost hunting with Dave Schrader. And Gemma will be here Friday night at 7:15.
Nice.
And I should be here Saturday, unless I fall down a hill or something, or Godzilla eats me, or I find him as a pet, and we run off together and destroy Tokyo. I enjoyed Tokyo. I went to Japan. I loved it. I didn't want to come home. But things have changed from what I heard from when I went.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. So
I heard the same thing. I've never been, but I want to go someday.
I did get to go to I can't say the word, the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say the Japanese name because every time I say it, I butcher it. Especially now. Actually, I used to speak pretty good Japanese in the day, but because of the progression of certain things, it sucks. So it's like I have to relearn it all over again and then try to.
That's okay.
But anyways, that place was creepy.
I bet.
My cousins would not go in. Mm-hmm. I went as far as I could go. The vibe there is very, how can I put it? It's kind of depressing. It's depressing. It's very, I mean, once you start really getting into the forest, it's like a weight being put on you. You feel like you're being pushed down. You're being depressed. You could feel emotion in the. I mean, you figure everything's connected. So all those trees, all those bushes, you feel that.
Oh yeah.
And if you're really in tune, like most of us are, you will feel it when you go in.
Yeah, I couldn't go to a place like that. Mm-mm.
When I came out, like I said, I didn't get it because it's pretty deep. When you go in, though, you start seeing ribbons.
Oh, wow.
In case they decide to change their mind, they can find a way back out. It's creepy. The vibe, like I said, it literally feels like you're being oppressed.
I bet.
It's really intense. I came out crying, not like crying, but there was tears coming down. You could feel the depression. You could feel the sadness. Wow. My cousins were like, "What did you see?" And I go, "It's just the way it feels in there."
Yeah.
And my cousin Sue goes, "Now you know why we don't go in there." Even if the police have to go in, they do a ritual. They do a prayer. I mean, it's wild to see what they do just to go in there and retrieve somebody.
I bet.
It's very respectful. But the only problem I had the whole time I was there is every time I saw Mount Fuji, I kept seeing Godzilla. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's like that saying, every time you see a power line, you're waiting for somebody to come knock it down.
Yep. That'd be me too.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, Toho Studios was so cool. The theater where they have the Godzilla. Now, if you go up to the top where the Godzilla's at, there's a button you can push, and its eyes move, and smoke comes out of his mouth.
I got to go now. Damn it.
Yeah, it's cool as crap. I want to go back just to push the button because they didn't have the button when I went.
If I ever go, I'm not coming back. I'm going to just set up residence right in Toho Studios. I'll be like, you're trying to get me out. Good luck. You're not going to get me out of here.
If you go, you want to go to one of the islands. the mainland's nice. They lived in Hiroshima, outside of Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
Yeah, Hiroshima. I'd say Hiroshima, Hiroshima. You're right, though. And you're talking about a place that's kind of a weird vibe.
Well, yeah. I mean, the death camp there.
They took me to go show me the shadows. Like the second day I was there. And I'm telling you what, it's like, that's another place you really feel.
Yeah.
The atmosphere. When you see the shadows, it's like, holy crap. It's you freeze in your tracks. It's like going to Pompeii and seeing that. You get that, like, holy crap. I mean, it just happens that fast. You don't think something, especially the shadow thing, it's just like, it freaks you out. One lady that was there, I remember her telling me, my cousins would translate, because some of these people speak that dialect. They have, just like they have different dialects. And they were talking to her, and I had asked her, because I was even into the, paranormal then. I'm like, does people see things here? And she goes, all the time. I guess she told my cousin all the time. You don't want to be here at night. She says that on the anniversary of it, you could literally hear screams at night that echo. But they don't talk about it.
Right.
So it's pretty intense place. But in Japan, I was bummed because I didn't get to see. I was there just after the cherry blossoms.
Oh, nice.
Everybody's going, that's when you want to be there because it's so beautiful and all the festivals.
Festival, yeah.
Yeah, so
that's
it's
Sakura.
like, but it was expensive there.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for a minute.
Then it was, yeah. But all the stuff I came home with, I had a box, and they were like, "What's in this box?" And I'm like, "You don't want to know." I'm like 12 years old, so I'm like, "Okay, well, go ahead and look." Godzilla toys, candies. I had everything. That it took the candy. They let me bring the candy back.
Wow.
I had a bunch of candy.
They're super proud of
me back. And I kept telling my uncle, I'm like, they're gonna eat the candy, aren't they? He goes, oh, more than likely. But you get Godzilla and your toys home. Oh, they have the toys there are just so cool. I mean, everything you'd think of. Wind-up toys were still real big, so you could find all these really cool wind-up toys.
Yep. Yeah, they had some good stuff.
I had a whole box.
That's awesome. I'm jealous.
Yeah, and then I turned around and sold it all for chemo. But I had
what were you thinking, man? Don't sell Godzilla stuff. Come on, give it to Ryan.
When you have to pay for chemo and your insurance ain't the greatest, and you're still waiting on certain benefits.
Valid point.
And I sold a lot of comic books that were worth some serious. I'm talking Red Rider comic books. A couple Lone Ranger comic books. Had some Shadow comic books.
Oh, the Shadow.
Yeah. I had some stuff that my dad had since he was a kid. Wow. And it sucked, but I was able to get rid of it. Everything I could sell for big bucks, and it. Yeah. Paid for everything, plus gave me money to live on for a little bit. So it basically saved my life. And the only way it got me through it was they're just material things. I'm sure someday I'll come along, and I'm rebuilding. I mean, what do you do?
It takes time.
I had that. The box sets when they first came out with the Godzilla movies on DVD, and they had the box sets with the Heisei and all the earlier ones. They had them in the sets.
Yeah.
I had each of those sets.
Oh, wow.
And I actually was able to sell each one of those sets for like $500 a piece.
Wow, no kidding.
Holy crap.
Wow.
And I'm like, really? And this guy goes, yeah, I can get that for you if you want that, if you want to sell them. I'm like, $500 a piece? He goes, yeah. I go, are you serious? I mean, I was freaking out. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, man.
I'm actually working on a Japanese monster right now. I'm actually working on two. Here's Gyra, the Green Gargantuan.
I love those movies.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite guys, man. Gyra's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he is. Didn't he show up in another movie other than the
the Green Man. Go Green Man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I'm like, they have the one.
Here's his brother.
Yeah, there, yeah. Now they've had that on HBO for like months, years.
Mm-hmm.
Every so often I have to go back and watch it because but that actor, what's his name? He's an American actor. Apparently he was drunk through the whole thing. You know who I'm talking about? Hold on. Dang it. I can't think of his name right now. He was the American actor in it. Somebody in chat will probably know it. Hold on, I gotta find. There it is. I'm trying to find the link for it. Hold on.
Trying to remember who it was.
I'll have it here 1 second. I hate that because I suck. It's if I wasn't in stream, I'd remember it right off the top of my head. But every time I get in stream, it's like as soon as I get in stream, I'm tongue tied.
That's okay. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it does. 1 second. I'll have it here 1 second. I gotta think of his name. He was an American actor, and he didn't really want to do the movie. And doesn't give his name. The War of the Gargantuas. Hold on. Let me do this right. I gotta pause it. Pause. No, not do that. I'm trying to pull up his name and it keeps flipping on me. I quit. Okay. Stop. Pause. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Because I watched it the other day and I can't. Oh, hold on. I'm going to pull up. There we go. Let me do it that way. I suck at Google.
No, Google just sucks. That's all.
Yeah, that too. But it doesn't help when you have shaky hands. I even got an extra large keyboard.
Really?
Yeah, that just like because I shake. I get tremors and it gets hard to.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
His name is Russ Tamblyn.
Okay.
Tamblyn.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep. That's right.
Yes. And he hated them. He didn't want to do the movie. I guess he was really, really kind of snooty and he was drinking all the time.
Well, that sucks. Come on.
Yeah, I know. It's like, man, you're in Toho movie, man. You should be like, you're like a star, man, there.
Should be living it up, man.
Living it up. But yeah, that's like it was funny because I saw growing up, it was Frankenstein, Godzilla. Then she thought, oh man, he likes Godzilla. I got to show him the original King Kong.
There you go.
Then I saw King Kong. Then they showed me Son of Kong. Then Mighty Joe Young.
Yep.
And then they showed me Gamera.
Nice.
And then she showed me this movie, War of the Gargantuas.
Nice.
And I was like in heaven. And I was hooked ever since. And like, you can give me Universal monsters. Give me guys that crush cities, man. What the heck, man? That's more fun. But no, I grew up with all this, just like probably you found it early and just stayed with it.
What's up,
What's up, bud? And John P. Ventures, I saw you come in. I just didn't say hi fast enough. How you doing, sir? Bless you.
That's a cool name, by the way, Infinite Psychosis. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. He's been around in and out for a while now with Gemma's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Anybody got any questions? Ask questions. He's got answers. If he doesn't, we'll find them.
Yep. You've got questions.
We're just hanging. What time we got here? I'm not going to push 12 because I know you're a guy that actually sleeps.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So.
Yeah, I do.
And we'll just go to midnight.
Okay.
And then hopefully Vixen can join us down the road.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Maybe she'll make it on one Tuesday with
That'd be
Gemma
cool.
and us, and we can have a
Yeah.
good conversation. Because I've been wanting to talk to Vixen. I'd like to have Edna. I did see you come in, Miss Edna. I hope you're still back there watching. I want to have her come on. I just want to have her on just to have fun with.
Yeah,
A
she seems
lot
like
of times it's just me and her that ends up a lot of times after everybody leaves and we're still the only two still talking.
Yep.
I mean, she had me up with a few other people one night till almost 5 o'clock, but I was up anyway.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But we were having a good time. We were laughing.
That's good.
That's what that's what it's about. Let's get back to the subject at hand. Now, have you had any like ghost experiences in your life? Anything like that?
Yeah, I had that experience with the little kids' voices. Remember, I was telling you
Right.
about that. So, and then I think I had like almost like a pseudo skinwalker encounter when I was doing one of my investigations.
Really?
I was all by myself. I didn't have anybody with me, and nobody knew I was out there. And
Was it in Arizona?
Yeah, I'm way out in the desert, man. Way out in the desert. Nobody's around. And all of a sudden I hear somebody calling my name. So I'm just like, I'm looking around because I hear somebody going, Ryan. And they're like, I'm looking around anybody. And I'm going, whoa.
And that would tell you, do not answer.
Yep. So I knew better. I knew don't answer. Don't go looking for what was the source of the voice. Just leave. So I left. I just went home. I was like, I'm out. Whatever it is, can keep calling my name. Have a good day, good sir. I'm out of here.
Yeah. No, I've heard. This is my problem. Is I've heard the same. Oh, he's moving. I see that tail wagging.
Oh.
Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. What? What do you want? Oh, I'm going back to sleep.
That's a good boy.
Vixen, you're fine. Yeah, and I get it, hon, because I've had my share of problems streaming too. I mean, everybody saw what happened with Paranormal Highway on Eric's. I literally lost internet right at the beginning, and Gemma luckily showed up and took over.
Nice.
I don't know. Did you see the footage? One of the reasons I was on there was we were streaming me, her, and Pixie, and I had this black shadow pass right in front of me. Actually,
no, I did not see that.
Actually, I think I have the footage. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's hopefully I can find it. But yeah, it was pretty wild.
I bet.
We do this. And gosh. Let me go to her channel because I'll pull it up on hers. And it was a live stream. It was a while ago, though. But yeah, it literally passed right in front of everybody. It was like I watched Pixie and everybody Lotus and everybody's stream going like, did you see that? And I'm like, yeah, I was sitting right here. It went right in front of my face.
That's crazy.
Let me see if I can find this.
What do you think it was?
A while ago. And it's still on here, yeah. I had it separated. And for some reason, I deleted it. It was right before my computer, when they trashed my computer.
Okay.
So it was before the fire.
Let
me just find that stream. But yeah, it freaked. And Gemma didn't even notice it. She went right over her head. And she's like, what's everybody freaking out about? And I'm like, you didn't see that? But I knew what it was. I have this thing called a Lady in the Light.
Oh, I got a question from Nicole, actually. No, Nicole, no personal experiences with a Wendigo, thank goodness, and I don't want one. I don't want to see a Wendigo ever.
1 second. I actually think I might have found it.
Okay.
Let me make sure it was this one. Is it this one? No, that's when I'm in the hotel. That sucks. Because I was in a hotel. We lived in a hotel for like 6 months because of the fire.
Okay.
I didn't know if you knew we had a fire.
No.
Fire. Yeah, we had a garage fire right in between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
Wow. The 2022, 2023. So we got stuck living in a hotel for like 3 months. It sucked.
I bet.
That's still the hotel. It wasn't, what do you do? It happened so fast. It was so cold. But I felt bad for Dad because we kind of got screwed out of some stuff. But you know,
I got another question from Nicole too. So Nicole, the reason why I got really fascinated with Wendigos is because I noticed nobody was telling the actual Algonquin Cree or Ojibwe tale. They were always presenting false information about how the Wendigo came about and what they believed in the Wendigo. So I figured that someone had to step up and start telling the actual stories and putting the real information out there.
Well, she's asking some really good questions.
She is, yes. I like them.
That's the way. I want to find someone to show him this. Now I may have to show him next time. Find it and cut it out.
You know where to find it.
Where the problem was, it was no, cancel. There we go. It was before the fire, so I have to go dig through it again. I had it, like I said, I had cut it out and saved it because somebody wanted me to send it to them, but it was with the other computer, and it was before the fire, and it sucked because, no, it wasn't because I was sitting here and it happened behind me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go back. So it's sooner than I thought. It was after the fire because I'm facing that. Before the fire was facing the other way. That the wall with all that behind me was actually over on that side. And when we moved back, but anyways, it come down out of this corner here, come down. It kind of floated around, and it looked like black smoke. And everybody going, "Oh, he just lit up a cigarette." No. When you see, I'll make sure you see it. I'll find it and make sure you see it. And it comes down and it travels right in front of. I mean, it almost stops right in front of my face, then just disappears.
Whoa!
And I'm like smiling because I'm like, I'm seeing it. I mean, I'm actually seeing it pass right in front of me. And everybody's like, "Did you see it? Did you see it?" I go, "Yeah." I first thought it was my mom because my mom was literally buried right down here in the cemetery. I thought maybe she comes and checks on Dad.
Okay.
I know she does. I can smell her perfume.
I
get her vibe. You know what I'm saying? You feel her presence.
Yeah.
Not like she used to. She's kind of backed off. But I knew this wasn't Mom. I have this entity I call the Lady in the Light. And even that night, it was weird. That whole night was weird because I kept smelling what smelled like Ben Gay coming out of my closet. And I'm like, that's not Mom.
What? Whoa.
So I thought, maybe that wasn't the Lady in the Light. Maybe somebody wandered up from the cemetery.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had that happen. See, I protect the property. I have salt. And and my friend is a minister. So he'll come over every 3 months and bless the house. Because of what I see. I sure don't want to come home and see it. I sure don't want to bring it home. If something was to see me back, because a lot of things I see following people, I don't think they see me. But there have been times lately where now I'm starting to realize that some of these things may be seeing me looking at them, which makes it even creepier. This is YouTuber who is presenting the Canadian folklore, a lot of First Nation, Nicole. Oh, thank you, Vixen. Yeah. Yeah, you and Vixen. You guys should really sit and talk. I would love to hear that conversation. That's like I said, if she came, when we get her on, I'm probably just going to let you guys talk.
Cool.
And I just love to listen. And I'll pop in every so often because I really think you guys could have a really good conversation. And it would really get chat going too.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Vixen seems like she's really, really, really smart. So
yeah, she's into all that, Celtic and
nice
and Norse lore and all that, and she's really into that, and I really like that. But yeah, so it passed down in front of me, and then I realized that was something different that was in my closet, which has never had. So the next day I had re-blessed the house and everything. But the thing that passed in front of me, I yelled. It's hard to put. Some people say I'm astro projecting. Some people say I'm a lucid dreaming.
Okay.
But ever since I was young, because of the rocking would get so bad, and I'd go days and days without sleep, all of a sudden I realized that there were nights where I was standing and looking down at myself.
Whoa.
And I was watching myself rock. This is like 8, 9, 10 years old.
I'm being
So
stared
I
at.
would just all of a sudden kind of float away and go look at things and wander around. I would walk through the walls. It was weird. It was like I felt like a ghost, but I can remember everything. And then I would remember coming back, looking down my body, and be like, next thing I know, I'm waking up.
That's
It
crazy.
didn't happen a lot. Only on the really, really bad nights where I didn't sleep for like 2 or 3 days. And it was
Wow.
starting to show.
Uh-huh.
And it was like somebody would pluck me out of my body to give me a break.
Whoa.
Because I always came back the next morning, I would be like real calm, real relaxed, no matter how bad I got. Because I would sit in couches and break springs.
Wow.
I would break rocking chairs. I broke my cribs when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they literally bought 2 cribs because they finally had to put me on a mattress on the floor, and that didn't work because I would skip the mattress across the floor.
That's crazy.
Anyways, but yeah, and as I go, hey, Mike, behold, thunder, clap, and all that crap. But anyways, yeah, so I would do these. I still can do it. It kind of lost touch when I started having kids because I was always busy in your mind. So I always had things to kind of work that energy off, but it started happening again when I got real bad, when I was going through surgeries and stuff. And so I'd find myself doing it, and I wouldn't have to do any process. It just happened. And then one night I would go to this place. It was like a field surrounded by mountains. Do you know Bear Lake? It's up in Estes Park, just north of Estes Park, northeast of Estes Park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've
Bear
been
Lake.
there a couple times. Yeah, and it literally looks like a bear print. And if you look at the side, it literally looks like a bear put its paw down. My ex's grandparents lived in Estes Park.
Oh wow.
We actually on our honeymoon stayed at the Stanley.
Wow.
We couldn't even stay in the room that we were in because they wouldn't leave us alone. My ex was a non-believer. Well, let's put it this way. By the end of the night, she was begging. It was off season too, because we were like the only ones. There was like 3 other people in that hotel. And she begged the front desk, can we move rooms? Somebody keeps messing around in our bathroom.
No kidding.
Yeah, it got real bad. I was laughing. I mean, because I told you. She was, I'm believing this stuff, Flo. Look. And the lights would come off. The water would come on. At one point, what scared her the most was about 3 o'clock. We heard the shower kick on. And I heard her say, is somebody singing in the shower? And that's exactly what it sounded like. It sounded like a young woman singing in the shower, humming in the shower.
Whoa.
And when we walked in there, the shower wasn't on, but the bottom of the tub was wet.
Yo.
She's like, okay, we're done. I want out of this room now. But her grandpa, but we go to Bear Lake, and I fell in love with that. It's beautiful there. And I fell in love with just that area. So I made that kind of the place I go to when I'm really bad.
Nice.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting on this bench, and this like door opens up. And I gotta remember, it's like a dream state. All of a sudden, this like a square out of the just opens up, and a big bright light comes in.
Whoa.
And I see this figure come stepping through, and all I could see was a long gown. It looked like it had wings. I think it was just presenting me that form.
Could be.
And she goes, I'm your lady in the light. And next thing you know, I'm having a conversation with this thing. And I even drew a picture of it.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. I still have it. I carry it with me everywhere I go.
Let's see it.
And this is right when I started streaming with Gemma.
Oh, wow.
That's what I saw.
Wow, that's really interesting. Whoa.
She's pointing at 2 people that I'm supposed to watch over.
Okay.
That's why her arm's out
Right. Okay.
And we had this long conversation. The thing was, I would talk, but she would like sing to me, and it was really, really weird, but kind of very comforting because she would talk to me in like a musical tone. It wasn't like words. Voice. Yeah, it was like she would sing in a hymn to me, and that's
nice.
how she would answer me.
Wow, that's interesting.
But she started talking about my kids and how they'd be okay, and I had to watch over this person, and these two people were important. And when she pointed at the two people that I was supposed to watch over, I asked why, and when I turned around and asked why, all she said was, "You'll know soon enough." And she was gone. The door closed.
Oh.
And then and then after that, it was really weird. She would like come to me in my dreams when I did dream. Because, you know, I only get most average nights, maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep now.
Okay.
But there are nights when I seem to dream with Gemma, or where I can get like, sometimes I've gotten 4 or 5 hours sleep after streaming with her. I don't know if it's just because she's doing Oracle and all that energy, but it's just like, boom, I'm out. Once I finally get my body to calm down, I'm out. Anyways, so now if she comes to me either in dreams or like on really bad nights when I haven't slept for a while, she'll come to me. It's like she knows, because I know those nights are bad. I know it's bad because I can look down and actually look and watch myself rock in bed.
Wow.
And I just kind of wander off. I just turn around and wander off, and then I'm where I like to be, is in my field. That's where I go. That's my place of peace, my place to commune, as you might want to say. And she'll sometimes show up and tell me things, and she's often told me that all the things that I've seen and observed, because I was told by 3 psychics that I was an observer, a watcher.
Okay.
I never understood that. Actually, Warren was one of them. You know who I'm talking about, right? Elaine was one of them. I met her at a paranormal convention in Penn State. They did a lecture.
Okay.
And a girl that I worked with, her father, who was divorced, taught there, and she had heard that she was going to be there. Her and the hubby was going to be there. Asked her dad if she'd get us in. I actually met her. She was a really nice lady. But man, when you can tell when she's picking up on you, because she steps back, and she stepped back from me and she goes, "You're interesting. You're an observer." And she goes, "That's all I can tell you. But you're going to see things that you may not like." And I go, "I already do." And I have since I was 5 years old. And she goes, "You're going to see a lot more."
Wow.
And but they were really nice. Ed was super pleasant when I told him I was really into learning about exorcisms and stuff. And then later on, I ended up actually had to deal with a demon. It was like, this is like all clan done. But yeah, but when it comes to this lady in light, she comes to me, she tells me things, she kind of guides me. Ever since the fire, life has been real crazy. She would come and comfort me and tell me, "Hey, to go with the flow." You know what you always hear me say, "Go with the flow." She's the one that keeps saying it to me. She's the one. Just go with the flow, Steve. But she sings it. You got to understand, when she talks to me, it's like a song.
Yeah,
I get it. It's really neat. It's very comforting. If you know what I'm saying. I died 5 times.
Whoa. Okay.
The first 4 times, 3 of those times were on a hospital bed having surgery. One was because I was sick. And then the 3rd time was because I tried an experimental drug not too long ago to help with the tremors. My son found me in Euro, turning blue.
Whoa.
And I actually died. And see, none of my kids know about the other 4. So if they're watching, they're just now finding out about it. He doesn't even know about it. He don't even know about the 5th one because Dad didn't tell him. But apparently I died in the ambulance. And they were trying to revive me. So I was probably gone I always thought it was just a couple minutes, but it turned out to be like 3.5 minutes, which is not very long because I've heard people being, dead for like 15 minutes, some. And so it's not, but each time it's only been a short time, but that lady in the light's always been there, always tells me to go back. Like when the accident happened, what I'm telling you about it wasn't an overdose. It was just a medication. I had to reverse. It turned out I was allergic to something in it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a problem.
And that's why I don't do experimental drugs, but they talked me into it because I was getting bad. And I can remember it. She goes, Steve, this was an accident. This wasn't meant to happen. You got to go back. I told Gemma, she's like, yeah, I knew something wasn't right that night. You said you were okay all day, and I wasn't. I was having a hard day with it. It was giving me all kinds of weird feelings and stuff. It was messing with me.
That's unpleasant, man.
Oh, and it wasn't. And it's like, it's not. You can imagine my son. I'm all slumped up, turning blue.
Yeah, whoa.
and my dad's 90. He turns 91 in June. That's the one thing that always worries about me is him finding dad instead of me. Because he's actually gotten better, but he of all my kids, he was the one that had a hard time dealing with death.
Yeah. So,
a little bit about me. Now you know a little bit about me.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, Jim was like, "You're about as wacky as I am." Nah,
thanks for sharing that.
Together. I'll tell you what. I mean, I know life is hard at times for her, but when she sets her mind, especially when it comes to the oracles, she even freaks me out. I mean, she's done a couple of readings for me, and I'm always like, "Holy crap!" It was like, "What the hell, man?" Now, how do you feel about that? How did that? Have you ever talked to any of the Navajo, anybody about like oracles or soothsaying?
It's not something that they really practice too often, so they have their own ceremonies and their own rituals that they use to contact the dearly departed. So
right.
They don't really know what to make of what stuff that we do. They're kind of like,
they don't get into that. They don't quite understand the paranormal thing.
It's not that they don't understand it. It's that they don't want to tamper with it. They respect it.
I agree with that because I often, when I used to, awesome, Mike, you're like, it's a good book. I actually enjoyed it. He got dangerous at the door.
I gotta pick her books up, man. I gotta order those and start reading those.
Send you some. I'll have her sign them and send them to you. Don't worry about it.
There you go. That'd be cool. I'd love that.
I'll get her to do that for you. But yeah, it was weird because I asked that because when we were at the mounds, one of the guys that was with me, he grew up in Buffalo, but he's Crow. I think he said he was Crow of the Crow Nation. That his family dates to the Crow, but I'm not. I could be wrong, but that's what sticks in my head. So that they had stories about the mounds and how there were certain mounds that you were supposed to stay away from.
Right. Well, with the tribes, what you got to remember is like they do believe in the paranormal. They do have a strong belief in it,
of course they do.
But they really respect it. They kind of fear it in a great degree. They don't want to tamper with it and upset any ancestors that came before them or like deceased relatives. So they show a tremendous amount of respect towards the afterlife and the dead and all that kind of stuff.
And I respect that because the thing that always upset me was when I did ghost hunt, I realized I was like, I used to draw the stuff I see.
Right.
And I finally realized this is not good. I'm doing something I probably shouldn't be doing. So I burned a lot of that stuff.
Yep. Drawing it is the same as manifesting it.
So. Writing about it. Yeah. Because some of the stuff I was seeing and some of the stuff I do see is it's not good.
Yeah. In my area,
I give it strength.
In my area, they actually told me not to pick up any like pottery shards or any arrowheads because you don't know who dropped it and who it belonged to. So you could be picking up that medicine and taking it home. So I'm really careful when I do that stuff.
It's like there's a beach where every time somebody takes a rock from this beach, they're cursed.
Yep.
And they end up mailing the rock back, asking them to put the rock back.
Yep. That's why I don't take any pottery shards or anything
No,
like
not.
that. I just leave it all be.
Well, I have to say this. If you watch some of these guys that don't even do paranormal stuff, they just go in and just explore abandoned places. I respect them because they don't mess with anything.
Good.
They don't take anything. There's a story that I'd heard about a lady that went to, they went and checked out an old house and she found a hat. She liked the hat. She took it home with her.
Nope.
And all heck broke loose. And she didn't dawn on her until a psychic came in and said, it's the hat. You need to return the hat.
Yep. You don't ever take anything at all. It's a bad idea.
And that's like ghost hunting. I always tell these guys, everybody has a ghost hunting channel. Everywhere you go, there's. And I'm like, dude, one of these days you're going to find something.
Yeah. And
now you hear a lot of the YouTube ghost hunters all of a sudden having problems at home with things moving. I'm like, see, you went, you talked to it, you gave it power, it followed you home.
Yep. I don't like how they're all doing the skinwalker stuff though. Like they're going out and they're trying to provoke skinwalkers and everything. And that's just disrespectful as can be. I think they really need to stop doing that.
Yeah, and I didn't know that they were actually going out and looking for like wendigos and skinwalkers. Yeah. Until I stumbled on it about 6 months ago, and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I mean, really, what are you doing? Even if the chances that you run across something, do you really want to run across it?
It's not just that though, because like if they provoke a skinwalker and then they leave, then it's the tribe's problem to deal with. So they're bringing on problems for people that aren't asking for those issues, and it's not okay to do.
I'm trying to read some of this chat. I've been running my mouth. It's been a while since usually I focus on chat, but I know you've been watching chat too. So thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
100% of all YouTube go from being well to just massive spirit spoiler. Yeah, I'm telling you, some of the stuff I'm seeing now, especially with the paranormal, if they're not fighting with each other, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Especially in the Bigfoot and the Dog Man
community. God, I know. Trust me.
It's so bad, and it's like, guys, instead of fighting, you should be comparing notes. You should be working together. But you also have those people in there that want that jingly.
Oh, trust me. And I know there's a former friend of mine that ever since I started doing the work on the Yanagroshi, now he's doing all this work on the Yanagroshi, and it's like all the information you're presenting is still wrong, yet you're trying to do what I do. So maybe do it the right way.
Right. See, that's one of the reasons why I had you on in the first place, because you're one of the few people that are trying to get people to realize that, these things are not everywhere.
No.
Yeah, I still see videos. Oh, that was a skinwalker, but you're in Ohio.
Right. It's like, they're nowhere
near. A skinwalker in Ohio is like a very unlikely chance.
Oh, extremely unlikely. Extremely.
No, Wendigo maybe.
Even then,
very unlikely.
Well, you'd have to have cannibals running around, or somebody that's putting curses on someone.
Right.
So if you don't have either of those, how do you have Wendigo? You don't.
And you bring that up. Do you ever wonder if, like Ed Gein and stuff like that, maybe they were touched by?
I do wonder. Yeah.
I thought about that. Gemma talks about that stuff, and I'm like, these people have done some messed up stuff. Don't you kind of wonder what kind of little demon got up all in them?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I do. 100%.
Because it's kind of weird. I'm watching Nicole now because she's been really asking a lot of good questions.
We do know stuff about them, and see that kind of proves my point. You're asking how we do know anything. We don't know anything about them. We do. I've spoken to Dene people about the Yanagroshi. That's where it starts, is a Navajo Dene people. So we do know stuff about them. People make stuff up for other YouTube channels, though, and they're presenting false information and giving all this misinterpretations and polluting the actual lore.
Right. Because, and it's only getting worse.
It is.
So, for a long time, it was just about Bigfoot and ghosts and maybe Dogman once in a while. and that was it. Now it's like everybody's talking about Wendigos, everybody's talking about skinwalkers, and the Four Sacred Mountains, right?
Yep.
Now I knew it was something like that. I'm so glad I ran into you, because if we wouldn't have never met, I would have been kind of, because like I said, that's a lot of research. I know of the cryptids, you know what I'm saying? I know a little bit about the lore.
Right.
But when it comes to the tribes and all the native and indigenous people, it's easier for me to say native than indigenous. So that's what I say. So if anybody's offended, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I never really dug that deep. Because a lot of the stuff I've always, other than the technologies and stuff like that, because of what I see, I've always dealt more in the things that went bump in the night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then on top of the stuff that I've seen personally, like the pail crawlers, those hide things, I didn't even think about even thinking that could have been what they were. They were just
hide behind. Yeah, hide behind. Yeah, look into that.
Those I never even thought about, but now that you brought it up, because I did stop calling them rakes, because but I knew they weren't pail crawlers.
Right.
But they were just creepy. Pail crawlers are creepy anyways.
Yes.
And it's just like a malformed. It kind of reminds me of the movie Descent, with the women where they go in the cave.
Yes.
That to me is what I see, except not as glamorized. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's more human.
Exactly. Like yes.
Those to me look like evil elves or evil trolls. You know what I'm saying? But
I think those are actually, I think those are faithful representations of pail crawlers, though. I really do. I think that's what.
See, the ones I've seen as for paint were more whitish yellow, kind of zombie-ish looking color. You know what I'm saying? Like dead tissue. So those were a little new to me, but it does make a lot of sense that would be a more adequate view of what they look like.
Let me answer Nicole real quick, though.
Yeah,
Nicole, as for which YouTuber to listen to, pay careful attention to the kind of stories they tell you. If they're telling stories about like how some guy was hunting a skinwalker or a skinwalker was breaking into his house, pay attention to where the story takes place. If it's not within like Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, places like that, chances are that YouTuber is lying to you. So don't listen to them. Right.
Because even I know, it's like the Wendigo stories that I've heard. I've now gotten to the point where I'm saying like, well, that's not a location that it would.
Right.
I've heard Wendigo stories here in Northern Ohio. And I'm like, well, you are on the lake.
Right.
And, things travel back and forth. Michigan's right there. You get all Canada on the other side of that too.
Correct.
So it's possible, but highly unlikely. You know what I'm saying? The chances are, once you start getting out of the depths of Canada, because a lot of the stories I've heard about Wendigo have always been the good stories, and I'll have to dig them out. Have all been like the northern territories, like way up north along the Arctic Circle,
right?
Like where people don't go.
Like I said, the best Wendigo story you're ever going to find is the story of Swift Runner. That was the best Wendigo story, and it really did happen. Do we know that he was Wendigo? We don't know, but he even claimed to be Wendigo, and his tribe believes he was Wendigo. So belief can be reality sometimes, So I do think he was Wendigo. I really do.
Now, that's like the guy that was on the bus. You remember that story? That cut the head off and all that.
Yeah.
He was saying he was a Wendigo too.
Yeah, he was.
He actually had stated, I think I was taken by a Wendigo.
Yeah.
And they said he was acting like sketched out before everything went down.
Yep. So
and he kind of appeared out of nowhere too. From if you listen to the story at the beginning of the story, I don't think he even knew where he was at the beginning of that story.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. I think he was just like in a state of confusion or something like that. Something wrong with him.
Oh yeah. Well, we're getting close to that midnight hour, and I don't want to keep Ryan up that late.
I appreciate it.
Don't. Anybody got any last minute questions before we kind of wander off into the darkness?
And spot on there, Juan. You got it too. His comment there, that's accurate.
Not only pay attention, but also if they have live chat, look at the people that seem to be drawn to it.
100%, man.
That is true. There's when I was streaming real quick before we call it a night, when I first started opening up was during, I don't know if you ever met Sean G Chasing the Truth.
Yeah.
Back in the day. That's when I first started talking. Actually, it was his girlfriend, Mrs. T, that I met, and she got me talking. And she
Okay.
Go on the show, tell your stories. So I got to know Sean. I hope he's okay. I heard he had a heart attack and was doing real well, and I haven't heard about him since. But he got involved with somebody that was, he was doing channel with, where they were all kind of grouped together. And I didn't like where he was coming from. He was always very blunt. I think you might know who I'm talking about.
I think so.
I don't want to say his name outright.
Yeah.
But, and then he got to preaching. And I don't have a problem with that. But he definitely was giving out a lot of information. He was being a matter of fact about a lot of stuff. And I don't, if you got evidence, if you can talk it and prove it, that's fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But old videos and videos don't always prove, because those videos, even though I don't say a video is real until I can sit and analyze the video myself.
Same here.
But there are some videos you see, and right off that rip, this is real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And you're like, this is very real. You can feel it. You can feel it coming off the video. And that doesn't happen too often with me. But there are videos out there that's like, I don't even have to analyze this. I don't have to go and get all picky with it and run it through the filters and all that. This is real. This is no doubt real.
Right. Yep. Same way.
But we're going to let it end here. Wait, do you have one more?
No, I'm just reading a conversation there. Vixen,
yeah,
I got to hear that story someday, Vixen. So when you have time, call me on Facebook or something, man.
Yes, I want to hear that story too. Well, hopefully we can get you on. You can tell it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But that sounds like a great story. I was kind of watching as it go by. You
that
probably doing a better job than I was. Yeah, it does.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear details. I want details now.
Yep. I want to hear that. Vixen, definitely, if you can, hit me up on Facebook and tell me some details, please.
Yeah, Vixen, are you on Facebook? Because I couldn't remember if we were. I lost a lot of friends. Me and YouTube went around there for a while. I bet Facebook went around there for a while. I lost Blue, and I just got tired of refriending him. I lost a lot of people. And every time I refriend them, they disappear again. And I was like, is it down now?
That's weird.
Well, I was originally on Facebook the only reason I came back to Facebook was because of Gemma. But I was on before, and I'd speak my mind. I'd get a little political. Actually, what I got in trouble too that really pissed me off was I was talking about some ancient technology with stuff back in the day. And somebody must not have liked what I was showing.
Typical.
And next thing I know, everything was gone. Just like what happened with my computer.
That's crazy.
Like, what happened? I get a hold of Facebook and they're playing dumb. And I was like, I'm done. And I left. I just left. Because I was also kept getting banned for like stupidest stuff.
Oh man, that's weird, dude.
The Facebook timeout, and all that crap for dumb stuff. But I hadn't had any problem until about 6 or 7 months ago. And then all of a sudden I'm noticing like my friends list was getting smaller and smaller. So I refriend everybody, and then I'd lose track of, because I don't keep a big friends list anyways.
Right.
I'm pretty, despite how gabby I am here, I'm pretty private.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just a mess.
Yeah.
But let's get him out of here.
All right. Well,
I'm ready to go nitpick myself.
all right. Well, everybody have a good night. So
everybody have a wonderful night. Go ahead.
And I will talk to you later, good sir.
Yes. I think she wants to have you back on. So let me know. So hopefully we'll have Ryan back on with Gemma, and we'll get Vixen on. Maybe Ghost could have you as a guest. Oh, he'll be back, Nicole. Gemma, he was on with us last couple Tuesdays that me and Gemma did Tuesday talk. I was trying to get poor Vixen, bless her heart. Thank you for trying, Vixen. I really appreciate it. We'll get you in here yet, because I want to hear the story now too. And get you in. And I want everybody to have a wonderful night, and we'll try to work something out. I'm sure when I talk to Gemma, she really likes talking to Ryan. Those shows have been great, and I love the content. And her and Ryan really get going, and they communicate really good. So I'm liking that, because she still, I think, has a lot of questions. So we'll go from there. Much love, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. Please make sure you hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment after. As long as Ryan's willing to come back, we'll keep having him back. We'll give him a break once in a while. Just don't stick around too long, Ryan, because Gemma might put you in the dungeon with me, down in the deep, dark cave under the basement. Anyways, much love to you all. Remember, no Pixie tomorrow night. Gemma Friday night at 7:15 for oracles. Please, I'd love to see you guys there. Donations and everything helps this channel a lot. Helps Gemma a lot. So please, if you get a chance to give a couple bucks, it helps. Or join in with the members. She's getting enough members now. Maybe we can get something going there. I've also got a Rumble channel. I think I've got everything transferred. All the good videos that did well, I sent over there. I'm debating. I may go back and put some of the true crime stuff on there. I did put a few of the missing stuff in there, but I may put that. And now I'm just uploading her new stuff. The only thing I won't upload on Rumble is her members only stuff. But if she puts out a 11 o'clock video Monday, I'll wait about a couple days, then I'll put it on Rumble. Also, she's going to make an introductory video for Rumble. So watch for that on Rumble. If you're not subscribed, please go subscribe. Gemma Jade. I think she has 2. I accidentally made 2, but they're basically the same channel. Just go under Gemma Jade. I'll make sure I start putting the link in the description. And I will be here probably Saturday night for a midnight replay with Gemma. So hope to have you guys tomorrow, 2 nights. And thanks for hanging. It was a great night. I enjoyed this. I wanted to kind of give him a more relaxing thing, because I like Gemma's really enjoyed the last 2 times he's on. So I'd like to keep that. As long as he's willing to come back, we'll maybe give him a break next week. And then want to have Vixen on, like to have Edna on, and a couple of you. Maybe someday if Blue ever gets a chance to come on. So we'd love to have you, and we love you being here. Please have a wonderful night. Much love. And I'll say, night, Edna. You've been off quiet. I missed not talking to you, but it was kind of nice. We had a good topic. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please get some rest, honey. I do think about you. Hope your critters are hanging around, because I had a weird dream about you a couple nights ago, and I meant to say something last time I saw you, and I didn't. It had to do with a raccoon watching your house. It was weird. Anyways, take care. Have a wonderful night. I'm going to shut up now, and I'll see you guys all Friday. Maybe I'll wear a tie. Who knows? I probably will. I always do. And I'll see you guys all on the flip side. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day on Thursday. And